first time we came here. Oh, Paimon remembers! Nahita's consciousness had been trapped by the doctor, but we followed the clues she left behind to help her. So much time has already passed since then, and it seems Sumeru's changing for the better now that Nahita's in charge, right? Paimon just hopes this peace will last a long time, and then Nahita won't have any more new problems to deal with. Yeah, guess you're right. We somehow always find ourselves right in the thick of it. Who knows what will happen next? Come to think of it, maybe it's all because of you. Maybe you're just a magnet for trouble. Huh? Me? Before Paimon ran into you, Paimon never ran into any trouble. At most, when she was super tired. Anyway, for Nahita's sake, maybe we should think about heading to our next destination.
Ah, look who it is. Running into you in a place like this? I can see you two still love wandering around.
Oh, it's Dia! Since when are we just wandering around? We're usually taking care of some serious business. Even though it may have nothing to do with our journey. But never mind that. What brings you here?
I just finished a commission in the desert for a usual client of mine. Nothing too interesting. Just escorting a shipment of goods. I'm on my way to report back. That's when I saw you two all the way over there, chatting away. What were you two talking about anyway? Huh? You serious? Can't say I saw that coming. But you are travelers after all. Like bumping into you like this will become a rarity. I'm starting to feel sad just thinking, hey, how about I gather a few mercs to escort you two? What do you...
Thanks, but no need. Oh, Paimon had no clue you'd miss us so much. But don't worry, we'll come back to see everyone when we get a chance.
Sounds good. All you need to do to get to Fontaine is cross this stretch of desert and navigate some waterways. So, when are you leaving?
Oh, wait a sec. Paimon just remembered there is still a...
I see. Guess you won't be needing a going-away party or anything. Though, now that I think about it, Sumeru wouldn't be what it is today without you. Seems true heroes always prefer leaving quietly.
By the way, should we go say bye to Nahita? Oh, good point. Then there's no need to bother her in the real world.
Then, I guess this is goodbye for now, Traveler in Paimon. Whether as a client or a friend, you're always welcome to come find me.
Goodbye, Dia. Bye-bye, Sumeru. it! Oh, this must be Fontaine's port! Wow! Everything looks so advanced in Fontaine! Paimon's heard that the industry here is extremely developed, and they're all just seeing the sights as a tourist is nice, but maybe it would be better if we found... What do you think? Good idea! Nahida gave us loads of use. Seeking out the Seven is probably still our best source for information at this point. Yeah, the more we can learn, the better. So, what do you think the Hydro Archon's like? To learn about a nation's god, start with the nation's people. There seems to be some locals talking over there. Let's go see if we can join the party.
If you ask me, it's a tragedy how things ended for him.
Yeah, I didn't expect that kind of ending for him. I thought he would at least fight on a little longer for his family. I was expecting a sudden plot twist, but it's a pity that it never happened.
Excuse me. Can I help you too?
Hi. We're travelers new to Fontaine, and we had something we wanted to ask.
Play? Oh, no. We're talking about something that...
Really? Like a real Trump?
Well, good tales are often based on true stories, aren't they? And what you see in reality may also be someone deliberately putting on an act, while whether something is true or not simply isn't that important. The main thing is whether the story being acted out on the stage is splendid enough. Oh, but it looks like you're not from around here. You probably don't know that the Fontaine Court of Justice is called the Opera Epiclese, or more commonly known as just the Opera House.
But, shouldn't court cases be treated a little more seriously than that?
No worries. Other visitors to Fontaine have wondered the same thing. And as for your worries about whether the cases are treated with due reverence, we have the absolutely just and honorable Chief Justice Neuvillette, as well as the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, a machine created by the Archon. Between the machine and the Chief Justice, false charges and injustice are a thing of the...
Oratrice? Is it some kind of machine too? Wait, Paimon almost forgot to ask you our question.
Oh, that's easy. Just go to the Opera House. Lady Farina practically lives there. You could definitely say it's her biggest passion.
I think what they mean is that they wish to speak with the Archon personally. In that case, I'm afraid it's going to be a tad more difficult. You'll have to make an appointment well in advance, and it'll depend on what...
Is the Hydro Archon super busy?
No. Lady Farina seldom takes an interest with the nation's affairs. The reason it's difficult to make an appointment is simply because she...
That's right. After all, she is the Archon. Though she may tend to get a little dramatic from time to time, people can't get a...
First time Paimon's ever heard of an Archon being... Wait! Paimon gets now! The Hydro Archon is kinda like a big celebrity here, right?
Yeah, I suppose you could say that. Perhaps you could even...
Hang on. This is still Fontaine's Archon you're talking about. You should...
Yes, you're right. I guess I should at least try to be a little more respectful in front...
Come on. Sure, there's a lot of laws here, but nobody's going to be arrested for saying something disrespectful about the Hydro Archon.
Alright, I think we get it. Thank you! At least we now know that we can find the Hydro Archon at the Op, but who knows how long making an appointment... Hey! What are you looking over there for? Maybe something's the matter. She isn't going to jump into the water, is she? Maybe we better go check on her. Hello there.
Huh? I'm fine. Thanks.
Oh, okay. then. We just noticed that you seem to be worried about something.
About many things, actually. But there's nothing I can do but just keep my troubles to myself. I was just reminiscing about a place my brother and I would play when we were kids. It was just atop that hill over there.
You're pointing at the sea. Wait, are you saying that you and your brother...
Though people call the waters around Fontaine a sea, it's actually just an inland lake that's filled with fresh water. And though I can still see that hill clearly in my memories, now it's been completely submerged. He would skip and jump, tossing sand in the wind. The sun shone brightly, but now the water is gradually swallowing our memories. It won't be long before it swallows us.
Sorry.
I don't believe we've had the pleasure of meeting. Are you Lynette's new friends?
Oh, and you...
Thanks for looking after my sister. She often comes here to reminisce about our childhood. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Linny, and this is my sister Lynette. If I had to guess, I'd say you must be travelers from a...
Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the traveler. We were just talking with your sister.
I see. It's unusual for Lynette to be so willing to talk with anyone. In fact, she seldom speaks at all.
Oh, really? Then you two are just like us. Paimon's always the one talking for some reason. So that's how you think it is?
I also think my brother can be too talkative at times.
Seems you were right, Paimon. We are quite similar.
So, what did Lynette mean just now when she said that the water is engulfing...
Oh, that. It's from a prophecy that's been circulating in Fontaine. Well, I suppose prophecy isn't exactly the right word, because that implies a certain amount of uncertainty. There's no doubt about what's happening in Fontaine now. Where to begin? Let's put that question on hold for a moment.
Did all the introductions earlier not count?
Hello, traveler. And hello, Paimon.
Hey! Why didn't Paimon get a handshake?
Please, don't take offense. Just consider it a sort of etiquette we have here.
Oh! All right, then. By the way, we were just getting ready to go to the
So you're going to see Lady Farina? No problem at all. Please, follow me. You said you were going to see Lady Farina? Well, it seems Lady Farina has come to see you.
So, she's...
My dear people, rich and poor, those with cup in hand and those with nothing at all, raise your glasses in celebration. If you don't have one, then just raise your hand in lieu. As you can all see, two unfamiliar travelers have arrived in our nation. Come, let us make a toast in honor of this traveler and his companion who have journeyed here from distant lands.
Is she talking about about us?
I've long heard of the turmoil and chaos you've left in your wake as you visited other nations. But I welcome you nevertheless. No, I have come to receive you personally. Fear is for insignificant cowards. I am a god. Of course, seeking an audience with me is the most sensible thing to do. It will allow you to truly behold my power and witness my... I, Focalor, hereby welcome you to the nation of Hydro and acknowledge the value and significance of your trip.
Yeah, Paimon still can't believe it. Feels like we've only been here, but the Hydro Archon's entrance was, Miss Hydro?
I see. As Outlanders, you inevitably lack even some of the most basic understanding. Don't forget, you had best stop and consider. Do you really have the noble qualities and etiquette necessary to communicate with a god? All it takes is a flick of my finger for me to know everything about you.
Whoa, talk about sounding high and mighty.
Oh? What's with these looks? Perhaps the welcoming ceremony still is...
Is she...
Wow, I didn't expect to see Lady Farina here. What a surprise! Wait, does this mean they're the legendary blonde traveler? How did I not notice before?
Hey, what's all the commotion? Oh, is that Lady Farina?
Of course. That's the blonde traveler. The one all those stories...
Ooh, I've got to see this. I knew Lady Farina...
Yes, but don't get too excited now. My dear believers and spectators alike tend to get quite rowdy. You may consider this my reward to all of you. I have...
Now she wants to fight? Aren't we getting a little ahead of ourselves?
Are you not afraid? Might I remind you that this is a duel against the divine?
What are you trying to do, traveler? Provoking a god in front of her people?
Stand down, Clorend. I admire his bravery. Few have the courage to draw their sword against a god. Unfortunately, people nowadays only crave to...
Oh, yeah, she's right. Just a duel wouldn't be all that interesting.
On Araneus, criminals are always requesting duels to defend their honor. I'm getting a bit...
You see. Then, as the god of justice...
Whoa, all right. Now that'll be worth seeing.
Right. This is Fontaine, after all.
Why do you care so much about the crowd's reactions? Besides, how exactly do you plan to have a duel in court? You mean...
Oh, according to Fontaine law, no one is permitted to release any flying objects within Fontaine city limits
Oh, so that's what they've done wrong. That's our Lady Farina. No one knows the laws of Fontaine like she...
You call that obvious?
Okay, precisely. Now, if you two have no...
My apologies, Lady Farina. I don't mean to I don't think that Paimon here meets the definition of a...
You tell her, Linny! Finally someone who's not crazy.
Great magician.
As a magician who just rained on your... So, with such an audience gathered here...
Ta-da!
What's that on Paimon's back? Hey, when did Linny do that?
There. As you can all clearly see, Paimon should be classified as, well, something like a balloon. This rope has been in the traveler's hand all along. It was just...
You call that magic?
I thought it was pretty...
Huh? I'm not sure what to think.
Amusing. Very amusing, Linny. Just the sort of
Performance? You see all this as a performance?
In which case, consider the matter of your trial resolved. The god of justice will not bring but when there are valid but even the gods of other lands. I look forward to seeing your upcoming performance at the Opera House, Mr. Linny and Miss Lynette. That's enough for now.
Unpredictable Archon Paimon's ever seen. He never even had a chance to ask her anything. But that's a problem for future Paimon. That whole scene just now was really...
Don't mention it. I just happened to remember that there was such a law. So, now do you see what kind of god Lady Farina is?
She can be a bit confusing at times, but she is still amenable to reason.
Anyway, Paimon had no idea you were a magician, Linny.
I just know a few simple tricks I use to make a living. It will actually be my first time performing on the most prestigious stage in Fontaine, the Opera House.
But isn't the Opera House where criminal trials are held in Fontaine?
When there are no public trials being held, the Opera House hosts a variety of other performances. To the people of Fontaine, the line between a trial and a performance can be a little blurred. And speaking of performances, I would be remiss to forego this opportunity gifted by fate. Might I invite the two of you to see my performance?
My brother's always excited to make new friends.
Oh, sure. We don't really have anything to do now, and we wanted to go to the Opera House anyway.
Splendid. In that case, why don't we go together? I'll show you the way. I just have something to take care of first. Oh, you really mean it? This is a magical item known as a magic pocket. Perhaps you can help me distribute them to the people here. About that... You asked me before about the prophecy, right? Let me start by telling you a little more about what it entails. I'm not sure exactly when it began, but a prophecy has been circulating around Fontaine. It says that every person in Fontaine is born with sin. No matter how the nation of justice holds trial after trial, this sin cannot be absolved. Until one day, the water levels in Fontaine will rise, and the sinful people will slowly be drowned. In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
That sounds pretty gloomy. Why are people in Fontaine born with sin? What is it?
There are lots of guesses. Some say that the ancestors of Fontaine stole the power of the seas and stirred its wrath. Others say that the people of Fontaine never heeded the first Hydro Archon's warnings and offended Celestia. But here in Fontaine, evidence is what matters. There hasn't been concrete evidence for
If even the people in Fontaine don't know what sin they committed, wouldn't it be better just to...
That's exactly what the people did at first. But in the last few years, the water levels in Fontaine have actually started rising.